I don't know about you, but in this era of Claude Code and being able to build things quickly yourself, if you're a content creator or striving to be a content creator, I can imagine a world where most people are building their own content OS to help them streamline the distribution of their content and reformat and repurpose their content into different formats. So this video is about my content OS. Eventually, I'll probably make it a product, but for now, it's just a little content OS which have convoluted workflows. Well, not really convoluted, but workflows that are from my mind, copying other people. It's the workflow that I would do myself if I was to make a content OS. So let's jump over to my screen and I'll walk you through it. All right, so this is my content OS, and not really promoting it or anything like that as a product. But one thing I like about the idea of creating content is, especially building your own OS, is being able to prompt things. And we all are getting used to this prompt flow. We all use ChatGPT, Claude, and this prompt flow. So imagine if you had a huge collection of media assets and you could just prompt for any video and an AI goes out and searches your best media assets. That's essentially what my content OS does. So it's got the library over the side here. So if we click the library, we've got a heap of videos that I've recorded. I've got specifically a section on B-roll, and this is just some random B-roll shots that I've created. Probably not heaps of them, but a lot of them. And another customer I have on this platform has over a terabyte worth of B-roll, which is awesome. And essentially that enables, whether you've built it with AI or you've collected it over the last 20 years, is that you can write content about anything. You could write a prompt specifically about any specific content and it will create videos for you, but also carousels and photos. But you don't have to start from scratch. If you've got a great idea, you can go ahead and just do that, which I love. But you could also, this is stuff that I normally talk about, and these are a bunch of ideas for me to extend things, and then I can just simply go capture, and I can read the prompt, read the screen. So I go capture, and then there's a script that's currently generating for me, and I can simply hit record here. I'll do that in a second. I'll need to switch to a different screen only here so it can use the camera. There we go, there's the script. I want to keep SAS from getting messy. So you can sit here, you can edit the script, call to action there. So you can just hit record, allow. Here we go. So I can just record this video off the cuff, or I can read this script. I can do multiple takes. I can choose what cameras to use. Oh, my camera over here. I can switch to whatever I want here. Probably going to use Facecam Pro. And microphone, I can choose between Rode. I've got a Fi-Fine as well, but the Rode one's right here next to me, so that's it there. And you just read it, what your feature touches before you build it. A feature is never just one screen. Now, ideally, you'd use a teleprompter. I'm not just using my computer screen, but if I had a teleprompter right in front of my camera, I would be looking at the words on there. You could just drag this across into the teleprompter, because most teleprompters are just a second monitor. Yeah, so I can sit there and check what your feature touches. Sit there and keep recording, so I can record the next one. You can touch permissions, save data, notifications, billing, or an old workflow someone still relies on. It actually removed that big bit of silence I recorded at the end of it. So this is a really good workflow to stay productive. And if I don't like it, I can just delete that clip. So yeah, and then when I'm finally happy, I can just hit, I should just press it so you know. It drops to this mode that you can pull clips here, and then you hit generate and it literally stitches it all together, adds B-roll, and gives you that project-based talking head video based on that idea. Now that's not the only way you can focus on, you can use this platform. So one thing I wanted to do was to support long form. Obviously creating long form, this is a focus on short form, but creating long form in this fashion isn't super efficient. If you have a look, so you've got a lot of settings. One of the reasons I haven't supported long form yet here is because if I do an AI AI-led approach. It uses seed dance to create some stunning visuals, or AI only as the source media, or use my media. So use my media obviously doesn't cost as much because I've got all the media. AI led obviously can generate media, but if I do like a 10-minute video, it could spend hundreds of dollars on. And I just did one recently. So let's go here. So I recorded a long form video in OBS. So you can see here, I uploaded it a while ago. It's 322 megabytes. Goes for 11 minutes. The transcript's here. And what it's actually doing is doing a full frame analysis here and analyzing what's happening frame by frame, which is good. But it's quite labor intensive, and so it's taking a while to do that. But like I might have to try it with a different one because is jump into, say, this one. I'm going to jump in and have a look at it. One thing I think developers and vibe coders underestimate is the agents.md. So if we press video here and I make sure that this is a long form edit, it can use B-roll from the media library, and I'll make this use my media. Uses a credit consumption model, so I roughly know how much it would cost. And then you go start generation. So it's actually, if you go back to feed now, it's now planning that art direction. This is one I made before with the teleprompter. Check what must stay the same. Start with one clear version before you add moving parts. So that's actually going to build out the long form video there. But while I'm also in the library, I can also choose it to create short form versions, so portrait versions as well. And I can get it to do what I call the, if I choose this one again, the content kit. So when you press content kit, 3 clips, speaker led, carousels, and quote photos. So then I have 9 assets that I can check out, and if I approve them to in the feed area, boom, approve, whatever, approve or reject, and you can give a reason why it's rejected, and over time that will help what worked and what didn't. But when you hit approve, it actually schedules to social media. So go to the social page, and you can see ones that I've scheduled. These are all ones that I've already published. I think that's where we're headed, is people are going to have their own content studios, content OSs, which can save a lot of time. It is a very finicky process though. Particularly, I wouldn't advise going down the route of building exactly what I've built here, because it takes a long time to orchestrate the agents to build out these content pipelines, which handles B-roll. It's getting better. It is getting better, but it's challenging when your interface is a simple prompt. When you simplify, things get more complicated in the back end. So you just got to keep that in mind. Let me just go back to my screen and Bcam. You can see it's got the faded area there of a thumbnail that it's created. This is a pretty raw video, but hopefully this might encourage you to jump on board. You can do a lot of this stuff now without having your own user interface and content OS, but in Claude itself with the right skills and MCPs, which obviously would save a lot more time, save you from building an entire platform to do it yourself. This is something that I've just been chipping away on for a year. So it's almost at a point where I think I would actually sell it. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be an exciting process. So yeah. All right. Yeah.